All right. It's on again. Now let me go ahead and go to Schoology. As you can see on our Schoology here, we are on week number 36. What? Mr. Blythe, did you know it's week 36 already?
I know, right? It's passed by so quickly. It's almost over, guys. You guys have like 4 more weeks of being ninth graders, and then it'll be over for the rest of your life. Wow.
Wow. As you can see, I still have my beautiful San Francisco Giants because they're in first place. Well, we'll see for how long, but we're in first place. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with this week's information. As always, it's going to be a weekly video, agenda, all the Google slides that we're going to be using, our Scoop 51, Scoop 52, 51, 52 from Delta Math, and a nice little gift at the end of the week, gift number 27. Let's jump over to our Google slides. It's lunchtime. As we record this right now, it's lunchtime and I'm hungry. Okay. It says week 35. Don't mind it. It's actually number 36. We'll change that up by next time. Oh, yes. Oh, man. So it's time to eat. The best rated Asian dishes. Oh, yeah. There's nothing like spicy food. Oh, it is spicy and I like spicy food. Mr. Blythe, do you like spicy food?
I love spicy food. There's nothing like good spicy food. I love it.
And even in soup, if the soup is good.
So this is week number 36, guys. Week 36. As you guys can see there's a couple of dishes that are rated top 90 and top 86 according to this website. Chow Long Bao, probably I'm pronouncing it wrong, and nigiri, which is another word for sushi. We all know what sushi is, right, guys? And anyways, for this week, you guys have Scoop 51 and Scoop 52, Delta Math Assignments 51 and 52, and of course, your gift, your beautiful gift number 27, which is quadratic formula and radicals. Sir Tesfam?
Right, so as learning objectives, I am not going to try to pronounce that name there, okay? You guys can see, it looks delicious. I would love to have some more right now. Learning objectives for this week, we're going to continue working on quadratic equations, and we're going to continue working on quadratic formula. So last week we worked with quadratic formula, and we're going to work with it this week also. And again, if you want to refer to in your textbooks, it'll be chapter 9, and we gave you the website for the digital textbook, so you can always have that reference for yourself. Moving on.
For your scoops, guys, you have Scoop 51 and Scoop 52. They're in your week 36 folder. Your titles here for Scoop 51 and 52 are creating a steel frame with the quadratic formula, and Scoop 52, find the boat speed by using the quadratic formula. And your 2 dishes here, one from the Philippines and one from India. The Philippines lumpia, which is what we also know as egg rolls, right? And then your tikka. I love Indian food, Mr. Tesfam. How about you?
Oh man, yes. I like that little spiciness in it. Don't forget, scoops are due at the beginning of the class, unless you are absent and you notify us. Always get the scoop at the beginning of the class because we go over it. We go over the right answer. So there's no reason why you don't get full credit on scoops. The only reason is you want to be lazy, okay? And you don't like getting full credit. I don't know what else to tell you. We go over it, give you time to work on it. All you gotta do is just turn it in. Okay, let's talk about the scoop here, scoop number 51. So you're trying to make a, let me start by saying, this is the type of question that you'll get on SATs, on ACTs, on college entrance exams, and not to brag, but also from our class. So again, you're going to see these type of questions for the rest of your life, where you have a area within an area. As you can see, there's a big area, which is the exterior, and also what's in the interior to cut it out, okay? So you wanna know what the frame right here around it is, okay? On this particular problem, we're not gonna go into too much depth that much, okay? It's only gonna be just what would be the frame, So your company is going to make frames as part of a new product they are launching. The frame will be cut out of a piece of steel, and to keep the weight down, the final area should be 28 centimeters squared. Okay, so as you can see, just the dark part, the metal part here, the gray out, that is what we want to be 28 centimeters squared. The inside of the frame has to be 11 by 6. Okay, so the inside of it has to be 11 by 6. And that is going to be just a white area. What should the width of the metal be? Area of the metal can be before cutting. Okay, so, no, I don't go there. So we're just talking about the entire thing right now. Okay, so this formula is talking about the entire thing. So you have 11 centimeters here, plus the 2x values, which are the extra lengths of it. So you're gonna have 11 plus 2x times 6 plus 2x, meaning the top and the bottom. So the width and the length are increased by x's on both sides. So that gives you a total of x plus 2x. Okay, so now to continue on, the area, the way you find it is length times width, which is, again, 11 plus 2x, 6 plus 2x, multiply those two together. And we have the generic form here before you are taken over. So right now, we just want to go over how do you come up with this area formula? Is because of the two sides that you have to add the x on both sides to get the equation. Mr. Plias?
All right, so Mr. Tussom, if you look at this slide here, we are not translating everything anymore, right? Because we are almost at the end of the school year, so a lot of our Spanish speakers have improved by a lot. And I was impressed this last week with one of our students when he was speaking in English and writing in English in the chat. So I was really impressed by that. So I know that he in particular has improved, and I'm sure that a lot of our other students have also. So we're not translating everything. I will just translate a couple things. The title, Pequeño Marco de Acero. We're looking for ¿cuál es el ancho del marco? And then at the end it says, resuelve X para que puedas encontrar el ancho del marco de metal. Usa la fórmula cuadrática para encontrar el valor de X. Así que no se les olvide usar la fórmula cuadrática que está ahí, que nosotros le conocemos como quadratic formula. Y acuérdense que su ecuación tiene que estar en forma estándar para que la puedan usar. ¿Cuál? Ya lo tienen ahorita en el programa que les estamos dando. Mr. Tussom?
Okay, we went too far. Let's go back here. Okay, now scoop number 52. This is, we have done similar problems before when we only had one variable. Now we're going to use, when we had two variables, system of equations, you guys should recall, as far as taking that flight to Eritrea, where we counted for the speed of the wind, pushing it and against it. Similar idea, but here we're only going to use one variable, x. Okay, so as you can see here, a 3-hour river cruise goes 15 kilometers upstream and then back again. The river has a current of 2 kilometers an hour. What is the boat speed? Okay, and before we figure this out by using system of equation where we have two variables, but now we're only gonna have one variable. So let x, the boat speed in the water, let v, the speed relative to the land. Okay, ooh, we're talking about Einstein, relativity. Okay, so again, we have two variables, but how do we combine them together? When going upstream, we're gonna say the speed relative to the land is going to be the speed of the boat minus 2 meaning the current that's pushing around against it. And then going downstream, we're going to say, oh, now this time v is going to be equal to x plus 2, meaning as the boat has its own speed plus the current that's pushing it. So it's going to go faster. So that's how we make that that's how we make that connection with this as far as the two unknown, the two variables, combine them into one variable. So this time the time is going to be the same as 3 hours. So that's equal to the distance divided by speed. And we have the two different speeds. Okay, the two different speeds going upstream and going downstream. So 15 divided by x plus 2 and plus 15 divided by x plus, x minus 2 and then x plus 2. And that's equal to the 3 hours. Okay, going up, coming back is a total of 3 hours. So the distance divided by the speed plus the distance divided by speed for both up and down should be equal to 3 hours. So at this point, this is called a rational equation. It's a rational equation because it's a fraction, because we're dividing by x plus 2 and x minus 2. And how do I get rid of it is by multiplying by a common denominator. So x minus 1, x plus 2, I multiply every term by it. Okay, I multiply every term by it. So therefore, on the right-hand side, 3, there's nothing in the denominator, so I multiply it by x minus 2 and x plus 2. On the right-hand side here, when I multiply by x minus 2 and x plus 2, they cancel each other out. So I'm left with just x plus 2. And this one, the x plus 2's cancel each other out, so I have x minus 2 here. So I just do a distributive property, combine like terms, and we end up with this equation. Okay, so because this is a rational equation, you have to account for the denominator. You multiply by the common denominator, so you can get an equation without any denominators now. And then at this point, this is the equation that we want you to work with, and you plug in your A, B, C values to find out what x is equal to by using the quadratic formula. Okay, so we can we can talk more in class as far as if you guys have more questions. How did this end up being 3x squared minus 3x minus 12x is equal to 0? But that is the equation you're going to utilize now to solve. Mr. Pliers?
Okay, so we are in the delta math. Is that correct, Mr. Tesson, or did you skip a slide?
Did I? I thought maybe I skipped one, but I couldn't see it. Yeah.
Or maybe you, okay. So, again, guys, we're not going to translate everything anymore. Ya no los vamos a traducir todo, pero simplemente se trata de encontrar la velocidad que llevaba el barco de ida y de regreso. El título de este scoop es Encuentra la velocidad del barco, y las instrucciones son las siguientes. Resuelve X para que puedas encontrar la velocidad del barco. Usa la fórmula cuadrática para encontrar el valor de X. Así que, don't forget, no se les olvide usar la quadratic formula que ya se las pusimos ahí. Y la ecuación que están usando es la que está subrayada en amarillo. Mr. Tesson, we are ready to go.
Okay, so again, Delta Math, you have two assignments, 51 and 52, and your quiz, your gift. And again, everything is due by Sunday, 8 p.m. Please get it done on time. And if you take a picture of your work and submit it, you get that extra point.
About your project, guys, about your projects, we don't have any new projects for you guys. There is no more time. We were thinking about giving you guys one more, but because of time, we are not. So you guys are responsible for 2 projects, okay? At least most of you are. 2 projects. Women in Mathematics and the MLK project. They are all past due already, as it says right there. They are past due. And you will get a 0 in each of them if you do not turn them in. So please go to your grade report in your Algebra 1 class and make sure you have completed both required projects. And the reason why we said go to your grade report is because some of you have turned it in, but you haven't paid attention to the notes we made. Like, we cannot open the project that you submitted. Please resubmit it. It's been there like for a month for a couple of you, and you guys have not paid attention to our notes. So again, that's why we're asking you. If you submitted both projects, go in there and make sure you have your points. If you do not, then that's the time to come and see Mr. Tesfom and myself. About the slide, one last thing, Mr. Tesfom, as you can see here, we have the top 2 rated Asian dishes dishes. I mean, according to this website, one of them is called yakiniku, which is the Japanese version of the Korean barbecue. And then the other one, I am completely unaware of how to pronounce it. Maybe you do, but it looks like sweet bread with some honey.
The way you pronounce it is, well, you guys can't hear me. There's a bad connection. Sorry. I pronounce it clearly. All right. That is all for this week. And not to mention, I like this. The average adult has 10,000 taste buds. Don't be afraid to try some new foods and flavors. Every culture in the world has delicious foods. Give your taste buds a chance to appreciate the
To experience.
flavors of the world. Oh, experience?
Experience.
I couldn't see it with the green. To experience the flavors of the world. I agree with that 100%. When I took a trip with some students to China, they had rows and rows of just outdoor food. And yes, I experimented with some things that I would not necessarily, but it was nice. It was nice just to experiment other cultures. So, Mr. Plies, what is something that you have eaten or tasted that you didn't think would be tasty?
I really can't even think of one particular dish. I am going to tell you really quick, guys. There used to be this Indian food place right close to like a street or two away from Venice High School. When I first started working at Venice High, people would always tell me about it. So one day I went and I got in there and I was like, oh my gosh, the smells were like too much for me, that it like my head started like hurting. So I had to like get out of there, right? I was like, I'm never coming back to this place because this was just too much. But years later, I was like, you know what? I need to give it a try. And when I did, I was like, oh, Mr. Tesla and myself will go get food probably twice a week to that place. So that's how much I liked it. And that only happened because I gave it a chance. So yeah, how about you, Mr. Tesla?
Yeah, Indian food, Thai food. I like spicy food. So yeah, and I'm just a food person. I like everything that has spice in it. Delta Math. So don't forget 751 and 52 and the quiz. Something we would like to hear from you guys in classes. Tell us some of your favorite dishes. What is your favorite dish, and are you a spicy person or not? There's some people that are not. That's okay. All right. Let me stop sharing here. That is all we have for you guys today. We are getting close to the end. Some of you, if you fall within 1% or 2%, you're going to be kicking yourself, be like, oh, only if I had done that quiz, I would have passed this class and not have to take summer school. Okay? I hate to see you do that. So get it done. Later on, you can relax. Anything else, Mr. Plies?
I just want to remind you guys, as Mr. Tesfam said, we have 2 weeks before our final exam, guys. 2 weeks before that final exam. So start to prepare for that final exam because it's worth 20% of your total grade. Hope you guys have a great weekend or rest of the week. Again.